I'm Anil Kumar, and in this video I will show you the method of solving polynomial inequalities with the help of graph. The question is, solve the inequality 2x times x plus 3 times x minus 4 greater than 0. So the idea is that we'll actually make a rough sketch and then solve the inequality. From the given equation, we know we have three zeros, right? It is a degree 3 polynomial. We have three zeros. The zeros are at, we'll write zeros here. Let's write zeros, okay. Zeros are at x equals to 0. This one is 0 at x equals to minus 3. And this is 0 at x equals to plus 4. So we have, all the three are linear zeros. All are linear zeros. That means the order of multiplicity is 1. So they'll cross the x-intercept like a straight line, okay. 0. And then let's say this is minus 3. And here we have 4, okay. You can find what the leading coefficient is. So we have degree 3. And the leading coefficient is how much? Let's write down. So this is 1, this is 1, this is 2. It is positive 2. So if the leading coefficient is positive, then right side is up, right? And if the degree is 3, which is odd, so both opposite ends. Is it okay? So that helps us to sketch the graph of the function, correct? So we could actually graph the function as kind of like this. Is it okay? So that becomes the graph for the given function. And now we have to write the solution for this inequality to be greater than 0. So greater than 0 means what? So greater than 0 means wherever it is positive, right? So that portion is greater than 0, right? And after 4, perfect. And therefore, we can write our solution as from minus 3 to 0 union from 4 to infinity, correct? So that will be the solution. Is it okay? Or you could write that x belongs to real numbers so that x is greater than minus 3 less than 0, right? Or x is greater than 4. Perfect. So either way, that becomes your solution, right? Now let's look into another example to practice. This is slightly complicated and it's more like a test question for you. I'd like you to copy this inequality, solve, and then look into my suggestions. You might do a couple of mistakes in this. So take your time and then check with my solution. Now the question here is, solve the inequality x plus 3 times x squared minus 1. This can be factored, perfect. 4 minus x whole cube less than equal to 0. Let's rewrite this equation. So we have x plus 3, that's one factor. X squared minus 1, I could write as x plus 1 times x minus 1, correct? So that is how I could write x squared minus 1, correct? So it could split into these two factors. How about the last factor, 4 minus x cubed? I should write this as x, I'll write it next time. 4 minus x whole cube, right? Now, what is the leading coefficient? Actually speaking, leading coefficient is negative. Do you see that? You can see it perfectly if I rearrange. So I'll rearrange this. We have x plus 3 times x plus 1 times x minus 1. And I could take minus outside. So this is this minus. Then I get x minus 4 whole cube. Now cube of negative number is negative. So minus 1 cube is minus. So that becomes the inequality for us. Do you see that part? Clearly, you can see that the leading coefficient is negative, right? So here, leading coefficient is negative. Is it okay? And degree is how much? Degree is 3, 4, 5, 6. 6. So when leading coefficient is negative, how do you sketch it? Well, if the leading coefficient is negative, right side is down. And when we have degree even, both will be same side, correct? So that means even degree. Is it okay? Now let's check the zeros and sketch the graph. Zeros are at, let's write down zeros first here. -3, this is -1, 1, and that is 0 at 4 of order 3, correct? Of order 3. 0 at positive 4. So we have a 0 at -3, let's say this is -3. Then we have at -1, okay. Then at 1, fine. And then at +4, right. So this is cubic. You can start from one side, all others are linear, so the graph will cross like this, this, this. And at the cubic, it is kind of going like this. Is that okay? So we can now sketch the graph as, let me sketch it with this pen. Okay. And then that's the shape of the graph here, and then going down. Is it okay? So that becomes the graph. From the graph, you can easily see what should be the solution, right? This point is -3. This point is -1. This is 1. And that one is 4. We're looking for something which is less than equal to 0. That means we are looking for these points. Let me show here itself, including the 0, these points, right? Negative. In between these, negative. And then this, correct? So we can now write down this solution from the graph. The solution is -infinity to -3, including -3, correct? You can never include -infinity or positive infinity. Union. And then we have between -1 and 1, both included. We are working on less than equal to, right? -1 to 1. And then after 4, that is union, 4 included, up to infinity. So that becomes the solution for the given inequality. Now, you could use the table, interval table, to find the solution. However, that takes a lot of time. If you have a choice, then I'll prefer you to write solutions of polynomial inequalities by sketching them, since sketching is much, much simpler. I hope you understand and appreciate it. Thanks for watching, and all the best.